Hi, I'm Angel. Most people say my name doesn't suit me, especially my son Jason's almost mother-in-law, Vivian Parker. That woman has been a thorn in my side since Jason started dating her daughter, Chelsea. Mom, she's trying to push the wedding date up again, Jason said, slumping into my kitchen chair. His normally neat brown hair stuck up in all directions, a sure sign he'd been running his fingers through it. What? But you two agreed on October. That's only 6 months away, I replied, sliding a cup of coffee toward him. I know. But now Chelsea's saying her mom found this perfect venue that only has July available. He made air quotes around perfect venue with his fingers. It's like every time we agree on something, Vivian swoops in and changes it. Have you talked to Chelsea about how you feel? I try, but she just says, Mom knows best about these things, or it'll make Mom happy. I'm marrying Chelsea, not Vivian. I wiped down the counter, choosing my words carefully. Honey, this is your wedding too. You need to put your foot down sometimes. That's easy for you to say. You don't have to deal with the Parker women teaming up against you. He took a sip of coffee. Chelsea's great when it's just us, but the second her mom gets involved. My phone rang, interrupting us. It was Diane, my sister and closest confidant. Angel, have you heard the news? Her voice was unusually high-pitched. What news? About the wedding. It's all over Facebook. What about the wedding? I asked, glancing at Jason, who looked equally confused. It's canceled. Chelsea posted it an hour ago with some vague comment about irreconcilable differences. What happened? I don't know. Jason's right here, and Jason was already pulling out his phone, his face draining of color. What the hell? She didn't even tell me first. I'll call you back, I said quickly, hanging up. Mom, look at this. Jason handed me his phone, showing Chelsea's post announcing their breakup to the world before even telling him. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Have you tried calling her? It's going straight to voicemail. His voice cracked slightly. 3 years together and she breaks up with me on social media? My doorbell rang. Jason and I exchanged glances before I went to answer it. There stood Mike, Jason's best friend since kindergarten. Dude, what the hell happened? Mike asked, barging past me. Chelsea's mom is telling everyone you cheated. What? Jason and I exclaimed simultaneously. Yeah, Vivian's calling everyone in town. Says she has proof you've been seeing someone behind Chelsea's back. That's why Chelsea called it off. That's absolutely insane. I would never... Jason's face reddened with anger. I know, man. That's why I came straight here. This doesn't sound like you at all. My phone started blowing up with notifications. I scrolled through messages from friends and family, all asking about Jason's supposed infidelity. This is a nightmare, Jason muttered. Wait a minute, I said slowly, a realization dawning. Wasn't Vivian really pushing for that prenup last month? Jason nodded. Yeah, but we worked it out. Chelsea agreed we didn't need one after I showed her our finances were pretty equal. And how did Vivian react to that? She wasn't happy. Jason's eyes widened. You don't think that she fabricated this whole thing because she couldn't control the marriage terms? I absolutely do. Mike let out a low whistle. Mrs. P has always been calculating, but this is next level. Mom, what do I do? Everyone's going to think I'm some cheating jerk. I looked at my devastated son and felt something snap inside me. 28 years of being the peacemaker, of keeping secrets to protect others, suddenly felt like too heavy a burden. We fight back with the truth, I said firmly. All of it. What do you mean, all of it? Jason asked, following me into the home office where I kept my important documents. There's something I never told you about Vivian Parker. I pulled a folder from my filing cabinet. Something from before you were even born. Wait, you knew her before? Mike asked, leaning against the doorframe. Unfortunately, yes. Vivian and I worked at the same law firm right out of college. I opened the folder and spread several old photos across my desk. We were actually friends, if you can believe it. Jason picked up one of the photos, showing a much younger me standing next to Vivian. both of us in professional attire. Why didn't you say anything when I started dating Chelsea? Because I didn't want to complicate things, and frankly, I hoped she'd changed. I sighed. Clearly, she hasn't. What exactly did she do? Jason asked, his voice tight with tension. My doorbell rang again. This time it was Lydia, my closest friend from the neighborhood. Angel, sweetie, I came as soon as I heard, Lydia said, enveloping me in a hug. Her southern accent always grew stronger when she was upset. That horrible woman is spreading vicious lies about our Jason. Who? Chelsea? Mike asked. No, her mama. I just ran into Barbara at the grocery store. Apparently, Vivian's telling everyone she has photos of Jason with another woman. That's impossible, Jason insisted. There is no other woman. Of course there isn't, honey. Lydia patted his arm. Anyone who knows you knows that's hogwash, but Vivian's very convincing. She always was, I muttered. Angel, what are you not telling us? Lydia fixed me with her no-nonsense stare. Vivian Parker, formerly Vivian Mitchell, was fired from Goldstein and Associates in 1995 for fabricating evidence in a divorce case. I pulled out an old newspaper clipping. The firm kept it quiet, paid off the affected clients, but I was her assistant at the time. I saw her doctor the photos myself. Holy shit, Mike whispered. Language, Lydia and I said automatically. Sorry, but wow, so she's done this before? Mike looked at the clipping. Jason sat heavily in the office chair. Does Chelsea know about her mom's past? I doubt it. Vivian reinvented herself after the scandal. Changed towns, married Richard Parker, and became the perfect suburban socialite. I placed my hand on Jason's shoulder. That's why we need to talk to Chelsea directly. She deserves to know who her mother really is. She won't talk to me, Jason said miserably. She's blocked my number. Then we'll go to her workplace, I suggested. The boutique downtown, right? That's Vivian's territory, Lydia warned. She practically lives at that shopping center. Even better, I said grimly. I think it's time Vivian and I had a proper reunion. Jason looked uncertain. Mom, are you sure about this? If what you're saying is true, Vivian could be dangerous. Only to your reputation if we don't act fast, I replied. Lydia, can you start making calls? Tell people not to believe what they're hearing about Jason until they have the full story. Already on it, Lydia said, pulling out her phone. Mike, I need you to contact anyone from the old firm who might remember the incident. I have a few names. I scribbled them down and handed him the list. What about me? Jason asked. You and I are going to pay Chelsea a visit, I said, grabbing my purse. But first, we need to make a quick stop at the bank. The bank? Why? To access my safe deposit box. I kept copies of everything just in case Vivian ever crossed my path again. My expression hardened. I always knew that day might come. The boutique where Chelsea worked was quiet when we arrived. She was arranging a window display, her back to us. Jason hesitated at the door. What if she doesn't believe us? He whispered. Then we show her proof, I said, patting my handbag where I'd stored the documents. But she deserves a chance to hear the truth first. We entered, the little bell above the door announcing our arrival. Chelsea turned, her expression freezing when she saw us. You shouldn't be here, she said, her voice trembling slightly. Her eyes were red-rimmed. I have nothing to say to you. Chelsea, please. Jason stepped forward. You can't honestly believe I cheated on you. I saw the pictures, Jason. Her voice rose. Mom showed me everything. Those pictures are fake, I interjected calmly. Your mother doctored them, just like she did 28 years ago when she was fired from our law firm. Chelsea's eyes widened. What are you talking about? My mom never worked at a law firm. She's always been in real estate. That's what she told you, I said, opening my bag. But I have proof that... What's going on here? Vivian's voice cut through the boutique as she emerged from the back room. She stopped short when she saw me. Angel Davis. Well, isn't this a surprise? Hello, Vivian. It's been a long time. Mom, she's saying crazy things about you, Chelsea said. Vivian laughed. though I noticed it didn't reach her eyes. Oh? What sort of crazy things? That you worked at a law firm together? That you were fired for faking evidence? Chelsea looked between us, confusion evident on her face. And you believe that? Honestly, Chelsea, this woman will say anything to defend her precious son. Vivian's tone was dismissive, but I caught the flash of panic in her eyes. I don't just say things, Vivian. I have proof. I pulled out the file. Affidavits from former colleagues, newspaper clippings that were buried in legal notices, and my personal testimony as your assistant. You're bluffing, Vivian hissed, but her face had paled. Mom? Chelsea's voice was small. Is this true? Of course not. She's just trying to cause trouble because Jason got caught cheating. I never cheated, Jason finally exploded. I loved Chelsea. I still do. Why would you do this? Because she couldn't control your marriage, I said. When you refused the prenup, you took away her power. This is what Vivian does when she feels threatened. That's absurd, Vivian snapped. Then you won't mind if I share these with Chelsea? I held out the file. Or perhaps with the local news. I'm sure they'd be interested in how the president of the Chamber of Commerce has a history of falsifying evidence. Vivian lunged for the file, but I stepped back quickly. Don't you dare, she snarled, all pretense of civility gone. You have no right to come in here spreading lies about me. Mom, stop! Chelsea grabbed Vivian's arm. You're making a scene. I'm making a scene? She's the one threatening me with some ancient history that never even happened? If it never happened, why are you so upset? Jason asked quietly. Chelsea, we want you to have all the facts, I said gently. If you still believe Jason cheated after looking at our evidence, then we'll leave you alone. That's all we ask. Chelsea looked from her mother's furious face to mine, then to Jason's pleading expression. Fine, show me what you have, she said finally. Don't you dare! Vivian grabbed Chelsea's wrist. If you look at those papers, you can find somewhere else to live. The boutique door opened again, and Mike entered with an elderly gentleman. Sorry I'm late, Mike said, but I found someone who might help clear things up. This is Mr. Goldstein, the founding partner of Goldstein and Associates. Vivian went completely still. Harold, she whispered. Hello, Vivian, the elderly man said. It's been a long time. Chelsea, Mr. Goldstein turned to her. I don't know what your mother has told you about her past, but I'm afraid she hasn't been honest. Vivian worked at my firm until 1995, when I personally had to let her go for serious ethical violations. You're lying! Vivian shouted. All of you are lying! She lunged at me again, this time knocking the file from my hands and sending papers scattering across the boutique floor. Mom! Chelsea cried, horrified. Vivian grabbed at the papers, tearing some in her haste. You've always been jealous of me, Angel, always trying to ruin my life. Stop it! Chelsea yelled, pulling her mother back. Just stop! Vivian whirled on her daughter. You ungrateful little... That's enough! Mr. Goldstein's authoritative voice silenced the room. Vivian, you haven't changed a bit, I see. Still reacting with rage when confronted with the truth. Chelsea was staring at the scattered papers on the floor, particularly at a photograph that had landed face up. It clearly showed a young Vivian at a firm event. You did work at a law firm, she whispered. You lied to me. About everything. Mrs. Parker, Officer Rodriguez said. You're being charged with assault, destruction of property, and filing a false police report about Mr. Davis. I never filed anything, Vivian protested from where she sat handcuffed. You claimed he was stalking your daughter yesterday morning, the officer replied. That's a serious offense. Chelsea stood nearby, still processing everything. I can't believe you did all this, Mom. Chelsea, don't be stupid, Vivian snapped. Come with me. We'll sort this out. No. Chelsea's voice was firm. I'm done with your lies and manipulation. You'll regret this, Vivian called as they led her to the police car. After they drove away, Chelsea carefully gathered the scattered papers. Jason, I'm so sorry, she said, looking up at him. I should have trusted you. You were manipulated too, he replied gently. Mr. Goldstein excused himself. and Mike suggested giving Chelsea and Jason some privacy. He and I stepped outside the boutique. For someone named Angel, you can be pretty fierce, Mike said. I smiled slightly. When it comes to protecting my son, absolutely. 2 weeks later, Jason and I sat in my kitchen again. How are things with Chelsea? I asked, pouring coffee. We're talking again, taking it slow. He stirred his coffee thoughtfully. The wedding's definitely off, though. We both need time. That's understandable. Did you hear Vivian's real estate license is under review? Apparently there have been other complaints. I nodded. Mr. Goldstein mentioned that might happen. Mom? Jason reached for my hand. Thanks for fighting for me. Always, I replied. That's what mothers do. You know, you said something that stuck with me, about the truth being the best revenge. Sometimes it is, I said. Keeping secrets rarely protects the people we think it does. As we sat drinking our coffee, I wondered how many other truths were waiting to be told, how many secrets kept out of misguided kindness. Maybe my story would inspire others to speak up when it mattered most. After all, revenge doesn't always require elaborate schemes. Sometimes it's as simple as finally telling your truth. Have you ever kept a secret to protect someone else's feelings, only to realize later that the truth would have been kinder? I'd love to hear your stories in the comments below.